Good evening, everyone. This is Rodney with the Triton Wave Market Outlook for Friday, October 12th, 2012. Okay, let's start by looking at the S&P futures, the ES, on the left-hand chart here. We had a very nice move. Today is Thursday, so this video is for Friday. This is Friday's candle right here. And this is Thursday, a complete trouncing. Now, my target on this is still 1400, right at the bottom of this trend line where the 89 exponential moving average is. One of the really nice things that we saw was both today on Thursday and already the overnight session for tomorrow. We have two hash marks on T1 below 0. These two white lines. So that is a very good sign that this is going to be a race to the bottom for a few days. Also, a confirming sign is that this is the first day the 8 and the 21 exponential moving average crossed over to the downside. So you can expect some kind of a little bounce from here. It did start bouncing. It did in the overnight session make it all the way up to 1438, 1439, and then it did a complete reversal during the daytime. So right now at this is fairly late. This is midnight. We're up 275, 250 in the overnight session. So it may come back up to 1435, but I still expect this to go down. And the velocity with which it's unloading when it does come down is telling me that 1400 is going to be a very temporary bounce here. It's in line. Let me pull this out a little bit. It's in line with this enormous shoulder right here that happened. So 1399, 1400, we could actually be on our way to 1354, and it wouldn't take too long for that to happen. Now, if we break this down here, if we do a fib retracement from the bottom of this move to the top of this move, we get a 50% retracement is 1365, a 618 retracement is 1341, 1342, which puts us right at the 233 exponential moving average. I don't use the traditional 50, 100, and 200 day moving averages. I just use pure Fibonacci numbers. So they're consistent throughout all my work. Let's get rid of this here now and move over to the 21 minute. 21 minute has gone below 0, and this was like a wave sequence. T1 went under, then T2, T3, T4, and now T5 is under. So you can expect T1 to come back up a little bit for a little hiccup to the upside, as it happened on the 21 period moving average. It overnighted. It gapped up and then almost hit the 377 before it rolled over. So this, when you're looking at the 21, when you're looking at the 21 cash price and you're looking at T1, the first wave right here, when it starts rolling over right here, then, and all these other waves are below 0, that's the time to get in on the downside. But you can actually, knowing that all these are below 0, you can fine tune it and go to a 1597 chart right here. And this is and you can see this is the beginning of the day right at 8:30, and you can see that on the 1597 the T2 rolled over right about 10:02, right absolutely at the peak, and then it rolled into T3, T4, and T5. T5 isn't completely below 0, but it's hovering. It went below 0 at right about 3 o'clock and then bumped up a little bit. little overnight stuff, a little bit of vice presidential vice presidential debating, and all that political nonsense. But that started backing off. It shot up. It actually did a 1427 to 1433 bounce. So a 6 point jump from the close. But it ran on the 1597. It ran into the 377 exponential moving average, and then it backed off from there. So we'll see if it carries a little bit higher into the evening. I'm still looking at the daily for a main move here, and I see this moving back down, so down to 1418 and then 1400. So this may do a few gyrations on the way, but it's getting there. Okay, looking at Goldman Sachs, got a little bit away from me. I wasn't really paying that close attention to it, and even though the waves were coming down on the daily, the 21 minute cash kind of snuck up there. So I don't know if it did hit a double top right here from the September 14th high. So we'll see what happens with that. I think this is ready to roll back over. All right, looking at Amazon. Amazon started rolling over. You can see this is kind of in sync with what's happening with the S&P futures, the ES, because that rolled over. That took 2 hash marks to the downside right here, and you can see the damage that happened. 259 down to 241, and it doesn't look like there's anything that's getting in its way to stop it. It will probably bounce, even though the daily is turning over. It's already taken such a big hit on the downside on the 21-minute cash. It probably looks like it wants to bounce just a little bit before it continues down. So I would not short this right here, but I would wait for it to come back to the 55, the red line, 55 period exponential moving average on the 21 cash, which would put it at 247. It's not really much. It might actually bounce to 250. Let's take a look at the daily. It could actually come up to 250 unless you can't catch it and it just keeps on falling like a knife. But I wouldn't chase it until there was a little bit of a bounce here. Baidu had a little hiccup to the upside a little bit today, 81 cents or 91 cents. It was up almost $3 at one point, but it was massively down the day before. And now, let me see, this is, T1 isn't quite below 0, but because 5, 4, 3, and 2 is mostly below 0, this is down, Baidu is down for the count. So if you can catch this, this is actually a good short anytime, because T5, 4, 3 is still below 0 on the 21, even after this massive move. Actually, especially because of this massive move. So when this starts rolling over a little bit, especially in light of what's happening with the daily over here, then that's reshortable anywhere in the 109, 110 area. Okay, it looked like Netflix was going to go places, and it just is basically losing everything that it started out with a few days ago. So it's up 48 cents today, but the T5 is below 0 on the daily, and on the 21-minute cash. Let me see. T4 just went below 0, and 2 and 3 are already below 0. So this could just like roll over in a hurry. Still, target remains on this. Well, I don't have the target on this. Target disappeared. I think I had it at like $38. Okay, Apple is the play of the day. It's in a large number of portfolios. I think it's like at least 5%, 10% of the NASDAQ index. And our original target was 633, and then you're supposed to take 3/4 off like that, have a trailing stop down here, and it should have been stopped out about 627. It did take a bounce up. I suggested if it gets to 650, then to reshort it. What happened was it didn't quite make it to 650. It made it to 640, 647 and a half. And you really can't see it on the 21-minute chart here. So let's go to a 1597 chart of Apple, and when it came back up to the 377 exponential moving average, you start looking to see what the waves are doing, or you coordinate with the waves, and they actually, unless you use the 377 as a target, then you would have waited until one of the waves keeled over. So it happened very nice. Let's take a look at the 987 to see if that had a better entry. Slightly better entry. Okay, so you're using T3 because the orange line stayed up with this whole cash move here. And that's the idea, finding the ones that are in sync with what the cash is doing. So this rolled over right about at about 10 o'clock in the morning at 6:40. Rolled it all the way into the close at 6:27. It was a 13-point move. You would have caught the entire thing, almost the entire thing, if you used the waves. Okay, now even though I like gold, and I suggested waiting until it hit the 21 period moving average, which was back down around 170 on the daily, or the 377 right here. They're well coordinated. The 377 and the 21, at least on GLD. And it looks like it might. I don't like the fact that these lower time frame waves are below zero. So it did come down and bounce here, bounce off the 377, bounce up a little bit, but GLD may take a hit if the market takes a hit, and my money is on the market taking a hit, so therefore I wouldn't buy gold yet. I wouldn't buy GLD yet. Google had a nice bounce tonight, almost 7 points. Let me see if it was higher. It closed up 7 points, and it was up 14 at one point. But I'm looking at the 8 and the 21 closing ranks here on the daily, and I'm watching the wave come down pretty steadily on T1 on the daily, and I'm watching T5 on the 21-minute cash below zero. So and just the observation that once the T1 goes up for this for a move to the upside, then once it starts rolling over and sequentially T3, T4, and T5 are still below zero, that's a good time to short Google. So you have to wait for this to start rolling over just a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that I like to watch is the Aussie yen. So this is a daily chart of the Aussie yen. I'll blow it up a little bit for you. And these are all the I made mention in past videos that it's been 5 or 6 days at this point. Well, a few days ago, it actually, this low right here at 79.42 took out the lows from September and July and matched the low of June. So then it had a little bit of a bounce, and it's bouncing there. So let's see what the hourly is doing. It's kind of up and down sideways. Same thing on the 15-minute. There's nothing that you can really tell here. You can see a lot of gyration. This is the last few hours in the 5-minute chart. Actually, this was the beginning of the debate, and it ran up, and the Chinese market went up. I mean, Hang Seng, Hong Kong market ran up, and then it just diffused. And as the debate went on, the Hang Seng market went down, and the Aussie yen went down, and so did the S&Ps that were up like 450, 500, went to 200. So back to the daily view. We're right now at 80.49. So we'll just have to wait and see whether this continues on in an upward trend. Let's center this. Or if this is just going to take out these lows that I've been talking about. So I'd like to wrap up this evening by thanking all of you who have been following me since I've been posting these YouTube videos since August. There's like between 40 and 45 videos up there. And I've been using the new waves that I have developed. They're called Triton waves. And these are like Triton wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in different time frames. And I'm going to continue using the presentation of the Triton waves. And I'm not going to market them for individual trading, you know, like to have them programmed. So, but I've had a lot of questions from people who have wanted to know what they can do, like for their own trading platform, in order to be able to trade individually during the daytime and not wait for nightly updates. So I wanted to show you what actually I already have that's programmed, and I'll show you in a minute where to get them. But this was the original set of waves that I've been working with. They're called the ABC waves. And you can see that these are both daily charts. And the ABC waves aren't quite as smooth as the new Triton waves. But this is Triton 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the left, and on the right is our A, B, and C. But they're very effective. There are hundreds of people using them all over the world. And where I'll be updating using the Triton waves in the evening, or 3 or 4 times a week, you can actually purchase these that are made available, that they're already programmed, and you can download them into your computer and have them data filled in TradeStation, eSignal, and there are a couple others that I'll tell you about in a minute. So for those of you who are interested in doing that, I'll show you the link to get to it. Okay, so if you just pull up a URL and type in tradethemarkets.com, plural, tradethemarkets.com, you bring that up, and you go down to the left-hand. You can sign up to be, I think, for $7 for a month, just to get some special deals on some of the indicators they sell. But if you go down the left-hand side, you'll see trading indicators under products and services. You click on that, and you'll see all the things that are available. And you scroll down to the wave indicators. Now these are the ABC waves. Now you can choose which one you want. If you want to follow me in the nightly videos, I strongly recommend the ABC wave. The combo wave is actually incorporated in the ABC wave. So if you want to follow my work on my nightly videos, I recommend the ABC wave. If you become a member for a very inexpensive price, like $7 for a month, then you can get a discount on that. If you scroll down the page, then you'll see download developers PowerPoint slides of ABC waves here. Okay, this is a PowerPoint slide that I did for people who wanted to know how to use the ABC waves. But actually, they can be applied also to the Triton waves, because the theory is the same. So if we go back one page here, 2 pages, this is, if you highlight this book on the left called Mastering the Trade, I think you can see that in the frame. Okay, this is written by John F. Carter, and that explains, it's everything from novice to professionals. He's got 15 years experience, 20 years experience trading, and he wrote a book, Mastering the Trade. This is the 2nd edition. Make sure it's the 2nd edition because it just came out this year. Okay, if you're interested in learning how to trade and learning how to follow what I'm doing, John featured me in this book, in this 2nd edition, and it's in the middle of the book. It's chapter 12, and it's called Catching the Wave, and it's about the ABC waves. So if you want to learn about how to use these, we can go to different time frames here. The only difference is that in the ABC waves and the Triton waves are a little bit smoother. These are both identical time frames. So this is like the ES21 cash, ES21 cash. So you can see that the waves on the Triton waves are a little bit smoother, but it doesn't mean that you can't use the ABC waves, and it doesn't mean that you can't make a lot of money doing it, because as I say, there are hundreds of people using it all over the world very successfully. Let's just take a look at some, let's just type in a few of these here, and you can see there are slight differences. The Triton waves are a slight refinement, but these will not, the Triton waves will not be available for downloads. Actually, I wanted to bring that page up one more time. Mastering the Trade online. I wanted to show you one more thing, the trading indicators. Let's go back there one more time. Okay, these are available for TradeStation, eSignal, Sierra Charts, and Ninja. So you have a wide range to choose from, and those were the biggest request for programming the ABC waves. Again, TradeStation, eSignal, Sierra, and Ninja. So they're ready to go right now. Anytime you want to participate or trade during the day, and I'll just be, the nightly videos that I do will help you along with these trading, and you can ask questions or participate any way you like. Let's just take one more look at what this, like the 1597 tick chart. This had the same entry at 10:08 as it did on the at 10:18 at 10:08 on the Triton waves versus the ABC waves. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just leave a note on the on the views. So if you have any questions, sorry, I had a pause there for a minute. If you have any questions, just leave a comment on the video, or you can email me at tritonwaveguy@gmail.com. That's all I have for tonight. Good luck trading, and I will see you at the next update, and have a great weekend.